using our schools. Thank you everyone for being here. I hope that you enjoy the rest of the program. I appreciate you very much.
Next slide. One of our priorities has been around investing in partnerships with families, community-based partners, civic leaders, and industry partners in order to create innovative solutions in service of the whole child. There's so many partners who are invested in supporting and partnering with WCCUSD in service of our students. And although we're only presenting 5 awards this morning, we want to take a moment to acknowledge all of our partners in the room and to say thank you for your efforts, thank you for your dedication, thank you for your commitment, and thank you for your support of our students. Can you give all of our partners a round of applause, please? Like I said, we're recognizing 5, but again, we honor all of our partners in the room. In the category of community partner, we would like to honor Conscious Kitchen as the Community Organization of the Year. Judy Shields launched the Conscious Kitchen, a pioneering program providing organic, chef-prepared, scratch-cooked meals in zero-waste kitchens, advancing both student wellness and environmental sustainability. The Conscious Kitchen has worked closely with the West Contra Costa Unified School District since 2017 to transform school meals, including the development of sustainable organic supply chain. Conscious Kitchen partnered with Nature's Path and Organic Foods alongside West Contra Costa Unified School District to launch the Seriously Organic program, becoming the nation's first certified organic school-ready bulk cereal initiative. Woo! Judy Shields, can you come forward and bring your team with you? Come on up, Kelly. Carrie.
I just want to say, Dr. Hurst, thank you. Barbara Jellison, please rise. The best partner anybody could ever have. Barbara is the reason why this program is spreading all over the state. It's why our superintendent, Tony Thurman, stood up and said 100% organic for all schools in California, first in the nation. And I want to tell a short story, if that's okay. We were visiting the Central Coast where so many of our small farmers exist and bringing them into a system that's so large, the school food system, teaching them, training them. And I was walking around with one of our farmers to visit a lot of the others. And we came to one farm and she turned to me and she said, "This is Barbara's field." And I said, "Oh, I didn't know we had a farmer, Barbara." And she looked at me and she laughed and she said, "No, it's your Barbara." And I looked at her and I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Every one of the farmers that's growing lettuce for Barbara has a field called Barbara." So what that said is that these farmers, other than the one that introduced Barbara's field, have never met Barbara. She supported them going on 2 years to grow so much, in their case, lettuce. They're a lettuce consortium so that all the kids can get Caesar salad with organic lettuce every day. And they've honored a person that's changed their lives. And I just want to say to Barbara, you've changed my life the way you can't even imagine. And I think we're all beneficiaries of the goodness of that person and her team that tirelessly work to feed our kids fresh, local, organic food, supporting systems, supporting farmers, supporting food providers like Nature's Path, that because of this district created a cereal that will now go all over the nation, but the capacity of one school district was enough for a large cereal company that makes organic cereal to make one that was compliant for all the kids in this district and the whole country. So I want to say thank you. I want to thank my daughter and my grandson for being my inspiration, and for Kelly Carey for kicking this off in this district. Kelly Carey's a kindergarten teacher at Perry's, and this wouldn't be here if it hadn't been for her spirit. So, thank you.
And thank you for partnering with us. Thank you. In the category of civic leader, we would like to honor the City of San Pablo as the Civic Leader of the Year. The City of San Pablo is committed to fostering growth through education, training, and scholarships. The West Contra Costa Unified School District proudly serves San Pablo with its 5 elementary schools and 1 middle school. The city's dedication to education is evident in its partnership with Chevron Richmond, providing scholarships to local high school seniors, and its ongoing efforts to improve access to quality education for all residents. Accepting the award is Patricia Ponce, a 30-year San Pablo resident who currently serves as the mayor of the City of San Pablo. Please come forward, Mayor.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me here today. I just want to say a couple of words. I want to say thank you on behalf of the City of San Pablo for this recognition. As mentioned before, we are very proud to partnership with the school district. We have a beacon director in every single one of our San Pablo schools, and they work very hard to help every single school in different capacities for being supportive of each student at the schools. We love the partnership and would like continue our partnership with the district. I also want to take a moment to recognize each and every single educator here and administrator. Thank you for everything that each and every one of you do, for the labor of love that you do for teaching our children in our district. I am a proud Lake School student, Richmond High graduate, and a product of the school district. I never thought I would be standing in front of you today as the city mayor, but I love our school district. And again, thank you for this recognition on behalf of all of our city council members. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your partnership as well. In the category of parent group, we would like to honor our Community Advisory Committee, also known as our CAC, as the Parent Group of the Year. Accepting this award will be Amparo Salgado. The CAC advises WCCUSD on the needs of students with exceptionalities. Composed of parents, educators, and community members, the committee reviews the district's SELPA plan, supports parent education, and promotes disability awareness. The CAC also hosts the annual You Make a Difference Awards, honoring those who go above and beyond for our special education students. May you please come forward. Let's give her a round of applause tonight.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for this award. I have been part of CAC for many years. This is my second year as chair, and I have seen in the past working so collectively with the previous directors, and I look forward to continuing that with Guthrie. It's been wonderful. We just had an awesome conference this past weekend, and the support that the directors and special ed gives us parents is amazing, and I just really look forward to it this year. Thank you.
And thank you. Our next partner that we're recognizing is, can we go to our next slide? Chamberlain Education Foundation Funder of the Year. Caroline Damon leads the grant-making efforts at the Chamberlain Educational Foundation, collaborating with West Contra Costa Unified Schools to promote academic excellence and ensure educational equity for all of our students. With a background as a classroom teacher and nonprofit leader, Caroline is dedicated to implementing culturally responsive and sustainable teaching strategies. Please come forward, Ms. Damon.
Thank you so much. Oh boy, it's already happening. Thank you so much. This is amazing. I'm so grateful. We're so grateful to be one of the partners of the year this year. Even just this breakfast, getting to see so many incredible principals and district leaders and teachers who we've worked with for many years. This partnership just means so much to us. So thank you to the West Contra Costa School Board, to Dr. Hurst, to all of the amazing educational leaders who are here today for your dedication to kids and families here in West Contra Costa, for your passion for this work, for your commitment to our children and to pursuing educational equity and academic excellence. We at the Foundation remain deeply committed to continuing our partnership with the district through our programs like our annual Teacher Gratitude Grants, our Community Giving Initiative, and our Instructional Leadership Community of Practice. We are so honored to be one of this year's Partner of the Year, and we look forward to many more years of partnership to come. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And then our next category of community-based organizations, we would like to honor Seneca Foundation as the Community-Based Organization of the Year. And receiving this award is our Executive Director of School Partnerships, Amber Fretwell. Amber Fretwell has been part of Seneca for over 17 years, providing leadership and supporting our students and creating strong school partnerships. Throughout her tenure, Amber has focused on improving access to mental health services, special education support, and inclusive programs that promote student success. Her dedication to creating collaborative environments between schools and communities has helped ensure that students receive the care they need to thrive academically and emotionally. Is Amber Fretwell here? Oh, come on up, Amber.
Thank you all. Good morning. Thank you so much for honoring Seneca and our unconditional education model. West Contra Costa Unified has been an amazing partner for us for several years now. And on behalf of our entire team, I just wanted to thank you. We're deeply honored to accept this award for the Community-Based Organization of the Year. This award means a great deal for us because it reflects the collective impact we've made together in supporting the students, the staff, and the families through our unconditional education model. Our work is really driven by the belief that every child deserves to feel seen, supported, and empowered to thrive no matter the circumstances. And so I really do just want to extend my gratitude to West Contra Costa Unified School District, all the leaders, the principals, the staff, and community partners that have worked alongside us to really make this work happen and to achieve the goals of supporting students and families along the way. So thank you so much, and I'll pass it back.
Can we give all of our partners in the room another round of applause, please? Thank you again for your partnership in serving and supporting our students. Next slide. Today, I'm excited to take you on a journey through the past 3 years that I've served as the superintendent of West Contra Costa. I want to be able to share with you the incredible progress, but you'll also hear some of the challenges that we've had in my 3 years. So we're going to start with an overview of what's going to be covered today. We'll talk about our major accomplishments, the challenges we've faced, and how we've adapted to meet the needs of our students and our staff. I'll also share key updates on our physical health, our commitment to anti-racism, and how we're building for the future. Next slide. Before diving into the specifics, I want to introduce the incredible team that has helped guide our district over the past 3 years. Our school board members and executive cabinet have been instrumental in shaping the decisions and direction of our district. I know all of our board members aren't here, but I do want to call out their names. Our board president, Trustee Jamila Smith-Folds, are you here? She will be back because she's doing the closing. Clerk Gonzalez-Boyd, are you still here? He's back there in the back. And I do want to call out other trustees. Trustee Mr. Phillips, he's not here. Trustee Othar Christian is here. Thank you, sir, for being here. And Trustee Leslie Reckler, I don't see her here, but let's give her a round of applause as well. And I do want to call out my executive team members, and I'm going to ask that you stand up to be recognized. And I've been in education for nearly 27 years, and I can truly say, and I'm not just saying this, everyone, that this is the best team that I've worked with since being in education. And I want to start by calling out our Associate Superintendent of Business Services, our Chief Business Officer, Dr. Kim Moses. Thank you, ma'am. Interim Associate Superintendent of K-12 Operations, Summer Sigler. Interim Associate Superintendent of Teaching and Learning, Catherine Acosta Papaskas. Associate Superintendent of Human Resources, Dr. Camille Johnson. Special Education Local Plan Area Director, I was going to say Dr. Guthrie Fleischman, soon to be. Acting Associate Superintendent of Maintenance Operations, Melissa Payne, back there in the back. Interim Chief Technology Officer, Lori Wong Roberts, Wally. Director of Communications, Rochelle Forrest. Our Safety Consultant, Mr. Michael Booker. Next slide. Just to describe our demographics, we're nearly 3,400 employees. We serve a diverse student population across 55 school sites with a significant percentage of students being socioeconomically disadvantaged, English language learners, students with disabilities, and with all of that, our mission is to empower each of our learners to follow their passions with courage and confidence. Next slide. I want to take a look at our journey from 2021, which is when I got here, to 2024. When I joined the district in 2021, we faced some immediate challenges. The school board voted to return to in-person learning, but with that came many concerns with COVID-19. Safety was one of them, staffing shortages was another. In 2022, we took significant steps to understand the needs of our community and understand our gaps. And then we conducted an equity audit and we conducted listening sessions. And from there, we gathered enough community feedback to develop a strategic plan that's guiding us through the past years and the years to come, and will continue to lead us in the best future for our WCCUSD students and staff. In 2023, we entered the second phase of our strategic planning process. We also began our anti-racism work, and we conducted additional student summits. That brings us to 2024, where the board adopted not only an anti-racism statement, but also they passed an anti-racism policy. This is also the year, though at the beginning, we had some challenges with our budget and our LCAP. We had a successful passing of our local control accountability plan and our budget. Next slide. Some major accomplishments. First, we successfully transitioned, like I said, back to 100% in person, ensuring the safety of our students and our staff. Another major accomplishment, we made significant improvements in student outcomes and anti-racism, and we're beginning to align our actions with the findings of our equity audit. Another major accomplishment, we strengthened our fiscal responsibility, making sure that our resources align with our district goals. And then also another major accomplishment that you'll hear about is we reduced teacher vacancies through innovative recruitment strategies, building a stronger workforce for the future. Next slide. When we look at the area of communication, that was one of the pieces that was shared with me in my listening session that we needed to focus on. We are still committed to this day to two-way communication with our families and making it stronger in the future. Through listening sessions, surveys, and the introduction of new tools like Parent Square, we've enhanced communication between families and schools. And we're also launching updated district websites, and we have provided a link, and we'll send out this presentation so you can see a snapshot of our websites that's going to be launched at all of our school sites and at the district as well. Next slide. In looking at human resources and building a strong workforce, this has been one of our biggest challenges, and that's staffing. Over the past 3 years, we've made substantial progress in reducing teacher vacancies. We've also built partnerships with universities. We've created recruitment pathways that focus on diversity, including the addition of anti-racist practices during our hiring process. Next slide. As you can see, or maybe you cannot see, teacher vacancies have decreased significantly, and I'll read the bottom line for you. If you can look at this, you can see from 143 in 2022 to 64 start of this school year. That is a significant decrease in vacancies. Yes. We're also proud to say that this year we're able to have coverage for all of our classrooms. And this is a big deal because during my first year and the second year, partially, I was in the classroom subbing as a teacher, as a physics teacher at Kennedy High School. So it felt really different this year. Again, a round of applause for HR. We've also reduced classified vacancies, although not as much as we have when we're certificated. But our goal was to ensure that every classroom is staffed with highly qualified educators who meet the needs of our students. And we worked incredibly hard to meet our commitment. Next slide. And here's some of the strategies that we've been implementing for these reductions. We've implemented things like hosting job fairs monthly, using innovative social media marketing, creating partnerships with colleges and universities, having education career pathways at our high school so that we can create a pipeline of teachers, and having a recruitment task force as well. Next slide. Our teacher residency program has been key in building a homegrown workforce. And through this program, 82% of participants identify as Black, Indigenous, and people of color. And 97% already have connections to our district. They're committed to teaching in our schools for at least 4 years, helping to diversify and strengthen our teaching staff. Next slide. Fiscal solvency, this was another big issue when I came on board. And this was a huge challenge as far as our fiscal health. I'm proud to say that we've made significant strides in ensuring fiscal solvency. Our budget for the 2024-25 school year has received, listen to this, a positive certification. Yes. And we need to highlight that because that has not been the case since I've been here. And we are no longer considered a lack of going concern by the Contra Costa County Office of Education. While we continue to address the structural deficit, we're confident that we're on the right track. Our budget is aligned with district goals, focusing on instruction, facilities, and student success. Next slide. We have reduced our fiscal risk significantly, and this is huge as well. So when I first came here in 2021, we were at high risk district financially, our health. And as noted in 2024, if you've been listening to our board meetings, in 2024, our fiscal health risk analysis is closer to a lower risk district. So again, that means to celebrate. We're committed to ensuring that our budget remains balanced and aligned with our district goals. This will allow us to continue investing in the resources and support that our students and staff need. The next slide. I want to take a deep dive into the strategic plan. Now, I want to spend the next few slides looking at years 2021 when I first got here, 22 and 23 school year. And during those years, I want to talk about our equity analysis or equity audit in phases 1 and phases 2 of our strategic plan. First and foremost, you need to know the center of that plan is anti-racism. You heard me start off with the land, labor, and body acknowledgement. That is a mandate across our district. Another piece that is extremely exciting is knowing and hearing that we adopted an anti-racism statement, but also a policy. Equity and anti-racism remain central to everything we do. Our equity audit highlighted gaps in the following areas: curriculum and instruction, professional learning, human resources, business and finance, relationships, trust, communication, and school schedules. That's a lot. And we're working to close these gaps to ensure that all students can thrive regardless of the backgrounds. Next slide. Our strategic plan has been developed through extensive collaboration with our communities, and it outlines our goals for the next 5 years. It's aligned with our LCAP, and it defines and addresses the needs identified in our equity audit, and ensures that we're focused on improving student outcomes across all 55 schools. Next slide. This slide and the next slide are extremely important. It has our mission, vision, our equity statement, and our core values. These are what we call governing ideas. Governing ideas are crucial for an organization's success. We have to have them. The governing ideas answer 3 critical questions: the why, the what, and the how. Such as our purpose, which is our mission, and answers the question why. The organization's answer to this question is, why do we exist? The vision is the what. It describes a picture of the future that we seek to create. And the core values answers the question, how do we want to act consistent with our mission and along the path toward our vision? So if you think about this, many of you are involved in the process of creating these governing ideas, but we had more than 3,200 people to participate and respond. That's a lot of participation. And I share that because this is our vision. This is our mission, and these are our core values. It's not driven by the superintendent. So it's important for you to understand that these are the governing ideas that are guiding our district over the next several years. Next slide. And the next one. Part of our commitment to addressing the gaps found within the equity audit, we're devoted to analyzing multiple levels of data to monitor and assess student learning. We've selected the iReady platform as a tool that we're implementing district-wide that can help monitor student progress. Currently, students across the platform take diagnostic assessments 3 times per year. What we can share with you today is that we're seeing that students at all levels are making progress from the first time that they take the assessment in the first few weeks of the school year into the last formative assessment right before the state test. We started using iReady in the 2021-2022 school year with a small group of schools as a pilot and have gradually expanded this implementation. This 24-25 school year marks the first year it's being implemented as a universal common assessment across the district and across all grade levels. Can we please give a round of applause for that, please? Because we were all over the place the first few years that I was here. So seeing this is amazing across all schools. It's important also to note that data from the early years represents a much smaller group of schools. Next slide. So you can't see this slide, but I'll share with you that there is an increase. Here you can see the increase in students achieving early on grade from the fall to the spring in iReady ELA. That's something to celebrate. Yes, we can clap on that one. Next slide. Here you can see the increase in students achieving early and on grade from the fall to the spring in iReady Mathematics. And you can clap for that one as well. So we want to talk a little bit about our theory of action moving forward. We're committed to strengthening instruction by focusing on Tier 1 instruction. We're also committed to providing targeted professional development for our teachers and our staff, and becoming an evidence-based culture by using data to inform instruction. By setting high expectations and aligning our practices with the latest research, we ensure that every student has access to rigorous and effective teaching. Next slide. We also want to share about our supporting every learner in our special education programs. Our special education programs are designed to support every learner. We've worked to increase placements in the least restrictive environment, which is a priority, and to offer diploma pathways for our students with disabilities. And we're also committed to providing a free and appropriate public education for all of our students. Next slide. Our Community Schools Initiative focuses on the whole child and the whole community. We've shifted from a purely health and wellness focus to an integrated approach that engages students, families, and community partners. The goal is to provide comprehensive support for student success. Next slide. We also want to talk about improving attendance and our climate and culture. We do have a campaign. It's an attendance campaign. It's called Why We Show Up. And the campaign has been a success. But this has been the efforts from all, from the community, from teachers, from administrators as well. While we intend to improve these metrics, we want to celebrate the progress and acknowledge the collaborative efforts of all of our stakeholders. We want to share with you that we've been able to reduce chronic absenteeism by 10% over the past 2 years. And then we also wanted to share, the next slide, that our middle schools and our high schools students are reporting feeling a greater connectedness to school, that they're able to participate meaningfully, and that they feel safe, and that there are adults that care about them on the campus. The first slide that you're seeing is middle school, and if you go to the next slide, you can see that there's an increase also with our high schools. And we can give a round of applause for both of these as well. Next slide. Our district is committed to providing students with a strong foundation in both social-emotional learning, career readiness, starting as early as elementary school, continuing through high school. And that has been part of the vision since I've been here, is to create PK through 12 pathways aligned to industry sectors. And the next slide. So we want to make a shift to our facilities. And there are some documents that may be on your table as well. You can take a look at those. We're also making significant investments in our facilities. Projects like the lake rebuild, the modernization of Kennedy, the modernization of Richmond. Those are just a few of the examples of how we're ensuring that our schools are safe. And when you look at the diagrams on the table, you'll see other projects where we're modernizing facilities. Next slide. Investing in technology and data. We are also investing in the technology and data systems needed to support student success. And our goal is to provide every student with the foundational skills, opportunities, and resources to achieve excellence in the multilingual, technological world. Next slide. So in looking ahead, As we look toward the future, we remain committed to our mission of empowering students with the resources and opportunities to succeed boldly and bravely. Our goals for 2025 and beyond include continuing to expand social-emotional learning, completing facility upgrades, and further strengthening our instructional practices. We want our students to dream big. Our strategic plan provides a clear roadmap for the next 5 years that will help cultivate their dreams and their aspirations. And we invite you all to join us on this journey. Next slide. But we can't do this alone. We need the continued support of our community. There are many ways to get involved, whether it's through parent advisory groups, district committees, or simply helping us to spread the word about our attendance campaign and considering the resources and support you can provide to join this initiative. We'll be sending out flyers soon for why we show up. And we hope you'll share them with your networks to reinforce the importance of showing up to school every day. I encourage you to sign up for our community newsletter and follow our social networks. Together, we can ensure that every student in our district has the opportunity to succeed. And before we turn it over to our board president, we have Dr. Rogers Ard, who's not able to be with us, but she did record a video around anti-racism. And we wanted to make sure that you heard about our work in anti-racism. So if you could please give her your undivided attention.
Okay, it worked before. Hold on. Right, working on it. Everybody.
Okay, we're gonna shift while we're getting the video ready. I shared a lot about the state of our schools. If you could spend the next 10 minutes just table talk, just having a conversation about what stood out for you, what questions you have as well. We're gonna give you 10 minutes. Go for it.
I could not be there today.
Hey, let's hold on for a second. Hold on to the table talk. I think we're ready. And we'll start it over.
Okay, ready.
Hi, thanks so much for having me speak at your State of the District breakfast. I'm Rochelle Rogers Ard, and I am the West Contra Costa School District Anti-Racism Consultant. Sincere apologies that I could not be there today in person, but special thanks to Dr. Hurst, to Rachel Forrest, and the comms team for making this video happen. So happy to be sharing with you today a little bit about the work that we've accomplished and the work that we're looking forward to do this year. So I'm just gonna jump right in. You know, we understand that our educational system is at the precipice of a turning point from which we may not return. Our upcoming election will either have a tremendously negative effect, or our systems might remain the way they are. Either way, it's time to make a change. And while change feels scary for lots of people, the fact is that change done well pushes people out of their comfort zone and often allows for new and different things to happen that can be a great improvement over the systems that we already know and love. And sometimes we hold on to those systems far too long, right? Because we are frightened of change. So I'm extremely proud of the changes that WCCUSD has made over the past year under Dr. Hurst's leadership in partnership with the school board. For example, we facilitated 6 anti-racism trainings with the extended cabinet, understanding that if we are to really make a huge change around pushing against racism, our leaders have to be at the forefront of that change, modeling and showing what it looks like to be anti-racism leaders. So part of that work was asking each of them to develop their own anti-racism leadership stance, to share it with their teams, and to make sure that folks understand this is the work that we're holding and our leaders are at the forefront of the work. We facilitated 3 anti-racist trainings with the school board. Although not the entire school board, but the majority school board was there. We do hope to do additional trainings with the entire school board this year. We met with parent groups at several elementary schools. You know, when we think about change, it's very hard sometimes for those who are somewhat resistant to understand why are we working around pushing against racism, and yet the way that we have a vision for our schools, a vision for our classrooms where our children can be seen as whole adults, not just a few, not just those who live in a certain zip code, not just those who are at a certain socioeconomic status, but that all of our children can be seen as full and complete individuals in the schools. And to do that, one cannot pretend that racism doesn't exist. One must push against it. We also created a cohort of schools that received in-depth training, coaching, and development to shift policies, practices, and procedures at their school sites. And we called those the immersive schools. And so last year we began with 6 immersive schools, and as part of that we facilitated training for their teams. So each school brought in a team of educators to support anti-racism work at the classroom level. We are really excited that this year we will add 10 additional schools for a total of 16 schools in the immersive schools. We're meeting with them every other week, naming some of the racist practices, policies, and procedures that need to be shifted, giving training to site-based personnel, but perhaps most importantly, really being able to do walkthroughs, to do school visits, to do classroom visits, to really make sure and create spaces that allow our students to be getting the very, very best education, which means, as I said previously, pushing against racist systems that keep some of our Black and brown students marginalized. We also created an advisory group that developed the rubric that we'll be using when we do site visits, and we facilitated a student summit that was co-facilitated by West Contra Costa students and a young adult facilitator to really listen to BIPOC students around their experiences with race within WCCUSD. You know, what we learned the most was from those students was that adults don't listen and don't believe them. Adults don't listen to our students, and even when we hear them, we often don't believe them. And so I'm really excited that we're going to do another summit in December that will allow us to hear even more from our students. We must demonstrate that we're listening to them, that they're important to us, that their experiences are important, and we must believe them. And the way to demonstrate that is by having, again, going back to those changes, right? By being able to change some of the experiences that our students are having. But perhaps the most incredible thing, and that which I'm most proud of, is that the WCCUSD board passed an anti-racism policy on August 7th. This is a huge step towards creating improved learning environments for our students, and actually to have a policy, not just a statement, but a clear policy that says we are a district that is pushing against racism was a huge step. Congrats to our board. And now the hard work truly begins in finding out how to implement that policy. So to that end, if you could take a moment to be really, really present. If you could put your phones down and put your forks down and put your coffee down and just be really still for a moment. And you can close your eyes if you want. I'm just going to invite you into this space for just a quick moment. And if you could, imagine a world where those who are furthest from opportunity are given a human level of care. Imagine a country where people of the global majority are in positions to break through historical boundaries that are developed, managed, and sustained for those with privilege. Imagine a state where funds are distributed to our neediest schools, regardless of zip code. Imagine a school district with the courage to push against racist policies, practices, curricula, and behaviors to create equitable spaces for Black and brown children and the adults who serve them. Imagine a group of district leaders, principals, and teachers who agree to speak for those who are marginalized and silenced. And now if you could come back and open your eyes for those of you who had closed them and ask yourself, am I one of those people? Am I a person who's willing to stand in the gap for marginalized and silenced children and adults? Am I a person willing to challenge the tons and tons of emails and speaker cards rooted in privilege at board meetings? Am I a person willing to choose the unpopular, to speak truth to power, and risk people saying horrible things about me so that a newcomer student is treated humanely? So that a Black boy isn't sent to special needs classes at the tender age of 4.5. Or so that a Black female leader isn't silenced when she tells the truth. Am I that person? If not, what are we doing here? But if so, it is time to act. The state of the West Contra Costa School District is that we are pushing back against racism wherever we find it, even if within ourselves. Because as Kendi says, there is no neutrality in the racism struggle. You are either actively fighting against racism or you are allowing it to continue. Which one are you?
Director Forth, can we go back to the QR code and the questions? We're going to take about 10 minutes for table talk. There was a lot shared. We want you to talk with a partner, colleague, and then also utilize the QR code to submit questions that you may have based on what I said, based on what Dr. Rogers Hard said. 10 minutes, everyone. Thank you.
Dr. Hurst. Oh. Give me a second, everyone. Oh gosh, who has access to that? Please hold everybody. Right.
Again, feel free to use the QR code. The restrictions have been removed. Another couple of minutes and then we'll bring everyone back. Another couple of minutes. Okay, we're going to bring it back, everyone. Thank you so much. We want to encourage you to use the QR code to submit questions that you may have. And we're almost done, I promise. If we can have your attention, please. We are going to call up our board president, Trustee Jamila Smith-Folds. She's going to have closing remarks and words. Can we give her a round of applause as she's coming up, please?
No, friend. Good morning, everyone. Thank you, friend. I didn't write anything, which makes the communication director and the director of HR very nervous, because who knows what I'm going to say. I just wanted to take a minute to thank everyone for coming and showing up today. We like to talk about community, but I see WCCUSD as a family. And when I say family, I mean family. Think about your own family and think about those who you love, those who you like, those who you tolerate, those who you wish were not there. But they're still family. And we are family. Good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, we are family, and we have to start acting like it. The one thing that I found in WCCUSD, and I've been here since 2000, is that we are good with the W, we're good with the C, we're good with the C, but the U is little. It's a little U. We're not unified. And we need to become unified, because we can only do this together. No matter what you think, we're all in this together. If he goes down, you go down. So we have to start pulling together and rowing in the same direction. All of those metaphors and all the things they say, but we're family. So I implore us for the next year to try to act like it. We cannot kick each other out. Even if we divorce, we're still family. Even if we're estranged, we're still family. Even if you're the drunk uncle in the corner, we're still family. So we have to start acting like family. And that's what I hope that we can get from this breakfast and from other events that we do, is to be family. Clap for me. Thank you.
Before we leave, I want to recognize a few people. WCCUSD Food Services Department for the amazing food. Can we give it up for them, please? Thank you so much, Barbara. your whole team, phenomenal always. Also, once again, Pinole Valley High School Jazz Ensemble, Spartan Combo. Thank you, Ms. Tor. They are amazing. WCCUSD Print Shop. Okay, I have to say, I've seen the other programs in the past. These are by far the best. The best. They did cost a little extra, Dr. Moses, but hopefully it's okay. It's a running joke. It's a running joke. It's inside. We also want to recognize Principal Pierce. Where are you? For utilizing this facility. He kids me all the time because he thinks that we always use De Anza and no other school. So thank you so much, sir. We appreciate you. Also, the students and staff of De Anza, we want to recognize them as well. And I did call out the food service department, but I want to call out leadership. Director Barbara Jellison. Thank you so much. And if we can give a big round of applause for Director Forrest, our communications director. She is awesome. She helped do the run-up show and everything, but there was two other special people. They're probably gonna be mad at me for calling out their name. Rosa Cornejo, where are you, Rosa? And then also Genesis Munoz, thank you so much, Genesis. The whole comms team, thank you so much, comms team. And just to share my appreciation with, again, all of our civic leaders, our business partners, all of our educational partners, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. Give yourselves a round of applause. We hope that you enjoyed the breakfast. I know we have not had this breakfast since 2019, but thank you so much for being here. I really enjoyed it. And thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.